Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange, where Liverpool have just beat Preston 3-1 in the first pre-season game of the season. Well, it was a tribute to Diogo Jota. We knew it was going to be a tough watch. I thought the build-up to it was fantastic. I thought Preston, as a football club, did a fantastic job. Lovely rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. I thought the Liverpool fans as well were brilliant. Sung his song pretty much the whole of the game. And yeah, it was everything we could expect from the unfortunate situation that we found ourselves in. In terms of the game itself, I want to start with obviously the squad news. I think there was a lot of surprise that Florian Wirtz wasn't in the starting squad. And yeah, I think if you look deep into it, I think it probably could have been expected, to be honest. He obviously played in the Nations League this summer, and if you look at the likes of Konate, who also played in there, and Harvey Elliott at the Euros, those players weren't involved either. And I think there was probably an element of it as well that we all know what a massive statement signing it is to have Florian Wirtz at Liverpool this summer. I think if you'd have put him into the squad, you would probably find that the conversation would be around Florian Wirtz, and it would maybe overshadow and maybe take away from the tribute towards Diogo and his family. So I think there's a couple of reasons, obviously, why he didn't play a part, but I'm completely fine with that. Instead, we did get to see some youngsters. We got to see Ngamoa on the wing. We got to see Enyone. Chiesa got a start. Gomez as well, back from injury. He was out for sort of 3 months towards the end of last season, and obviously we got to see Mohamed Ashley in goals as well. So we're going to have a look into all those performances and sort of have a conversation about those players and what the squad's going to look like going into the Premier League season. Because I think it's one thing is evident, there is still a lot of work to be done off the back of that friendly. But look, it's early days and we know where we're at and where we need to be. In terms of the tactics, I think a lot of us were looking out to see what sort of tactics Arne Slot would try to implement and how we would look this season. I think we didn't really get to see that because of the changes that were made in the squad. A lot of players missing, so there was a lot of... It looked a lot like it did last season. Just one thing I did notice, it looked to me like Conor Bradley was playing a little bit higher forward. Now, whether that had something to do with the signing of Frimpong and knowing how advanced he's going to play, is that a slight difference that Arne Slot's trying to implement, not only with Frimpong but with Conor Bradley as well? We'll have to wait and see if that's something that develops going forward into the next few friendlies as well. In terms of the talking points in the game, I would like to start off with Rio Ngamoa. We all got a glimpse of him in the game against Accrington Stanley. I thought he was fantastic today, and it is only a pre-season friendly. Is he still a little bit young, a little bit raw to be involved in first team football this season? I think potentially he is still too young. I think there's definitely been progress made from the appearance we saw against Accrington Stanley. He was exciting and he was good on the ball, but today he looked very much like a team player, that he was making the right decisions in more scenarios and he was laying it back when it needed to be, whereas in that cup game last year against Accrington Stanley, he just seemed to be bombing at the fullback. So yeah, interesting to see Gamoa. I thought he played very, very well today in the first 45 minutes. Another one that I thought was very, very good was Szoboszlai. He was playing in his regular number 10 position. I thought him and Salah linked up very well, and Conor Bradley as well. I think what Szoboszlai did well today was he did very well at linking up the forward play with the defensive side of it as well. So on the transition, Szoboszlai was very good at linking everything together, which we didn't really see too much of last season. I think obviously the signing of Wirtz is going to have an impact on how Szoboszlai plays this year, and it obviously helped that we had most of the possession in the first half as well, so he was able to get on the ball more, whereas we don't when we're not on the ball, Szoboszlai is very much work rate, and that's what we saw most of last season from him. But yeah, I thought Szoboszlai played well. Conor Bradley, again, we know what we can expect from Conor Bradley, and we got that today. He got the first goal as well. Then in the second half, we obviously saw a full sort of string of changes. I thought Jeremy Frimpong, interesting performance. I thought recovery pace and defensively, I actually thought he was very good. It's mad to see how quick that guy can run. We saw a few sort of examples of it in the second half. Not convinced with his ball retention and what he was doing on the ball, but I'm sure that will come as he sort of settles into the club as well. So yeah, not the greatest performance for a pre-season friendly for me. And I'm looking at Kirkes on the other side. I thought Kirkes was brilliant as well. So I want to see more from Frimpong. In terms of Kirkes, I thought there was some nice combinations between him and Gakpo and Curtis Jones as well. I thought Kirkes was very good on the ball. He was brilliant defensively. He knew when to get forward. He knew when to stay back. I thought, yeah, fantastic performance. It was genuinely like watching Andy Robertson in his prime for Liverpool. Speaking of Andy Robertson, interesting. I thought we might see a half where Andy Robertson plays at left back. We didn't see that. We saw him play at centre back. I did say, but we might see some players play out of position. In the preview video, Andy Robertson was one of the names I mentioned, and we just saw it that Andy Robertson played at centre back today. I don't think that's a long-term solution to the lack of depth we have. Because he wasn't very good. You could see he's not quick enough to play that position. I think there were a few times where I saw him sort of dive in and the defenders spun him and it's left us exposed. So yeah, I don't think that's a long-term situation. I think it's more getting minutes into the legs. The reason I was surprised to see Rob over is because in my mind I think Tsimikas is the one that will probably leave Liverpool, so I would have thought you'd just give him the centre back position and give Robertson sort of 45 minutes at left back position. Again, in terms of youngsters, Ben Doak, I thought he was massively impressive today. Very good on the ball, very good at taking his man on. Very, very quick, just coming off the back of an injury as well. I thought, yeah, he was very good. And off the ball as well, his work rate was good. He won the ball back for the third goal for Gakpo. So yeah, Ben Doak potentially could be somebody that will get some game time this year. If not, we may look at selling him and making a little bit of money on him. But yeah, Ben Doak I thought was fantastic as well. In terms of what I liked and what I didn't like, I thought today we struggled from set pieces. Again, I called that in the preview video. Obviously, the goal that we conceded comes from a set piece. Ben Doak losing his man. I just worry that we've look. I know today was an exception, but second half we looked like we could concede from set pieces, and evidently we did concede. We didn't look like we had too much heart on the pitch. Obviously, at this point, we had Kirkes at left back, Frimpong right back, Robertson centre back, Curtis Jones, Endo as well. So we didn't really have the height. So it's no surprise that we conceded on the set piece. But I do want to talk about one man who he's coming for criticism. He's coming for praise. It's Darwin NUNEZ. I thought Darwin NUNEZ was fantastic today. He got the goal. He made the dummy for Cody Gakpo that gave him the space to get his goal. I thought Darwin NUNEZ was brilliant today, and I've been saying for probably a few weeks now, I wouldn't mind keeping Darwin NUNEZ. Certainly with everything that's happened now, I think it's essential that we do keep Darwin NUNEZ. I'm not saying he will be our first team striker and we're gonna see the Darwin NUNEZ that we saw at Benfica, because I don't think we will, but I do think he's certainly a player that can cause problems if he's coming on as a backup to whoever we're going to sign in the summer. The thing with Darwin NUNEZ is he looks clumsy. He looks clumsy on the ball. He looks. I don't know how to sort of describe Darwin NUNEZ. It's an odd one. He looks clumsy. He looks like he's going to give possession away. He looks like a liability when he's on the pitch. But he makes Liverpool a lot more dangerous when he's on the pitch. I think his goal scoring record hasn't been what Liverpool fans would have expected, Probably not what NUNEZ would have expected as well with the price tag that was put on him. But for me, he contributes a hell of a lot to what Liverpool do. It's shown today. He got his goal again, relentless pressing, which got him forced the defender into mistake. He finished it well. He took it, shimmied it past the goalkeeper and tucked it into the back of the nets. I thought today we saw too many occasions last season where Darwin Núñez awareness wasn't where it needs to be for a Liverpool player. He made the wrong decisions a lot of times, but I thought the third goal that Cody Gakpo scored as well, I thought Darwin Núñez showed great awareness for that as well. He knew where Gakpo was. He let the ball roll through his legs, dragged the defender into him, and left Cody Gakpo with an easy finish, to be fair. So, yeah, I definitely think there's a conversation to be had about Darwin Núñez. What's he worth to Liverpool? Because I think Napoli have just had a bid rejected for, I think it worked out about 50 million euros. And Liverpool were looking for more. Napoli have allegedly cooled their interest now. I'm looking at, obviously, the situation with Diogo Jota, and as tragic as the situation is, I think we need Núñez more than ever. I think that makes him more valuable to Liverpool as a football club, and I think that, yeah, I think we keep him. I think there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, we can use Jadon Danns this year. Jadon Danns is an exciting prospect and he's a very good player, but I think he's a player that isn't ready for Liverpool's to be in Liverpool's first team squad. Whereas Darwin Núñez, he is going to contribute if we keep him. But yeah, I'll make a video later on in the week regarding Darwin Núñez, because I really need to have a think about it and really think where I land with it, because right now I would love to keep Núñez, and I think the fans show today they're supporting him, they're still on his side. So I think it could be one of them where you bite the bullet, reject any bids for him, and I personally think you keep him this season, especially if you're going to be going on to sell Luis Diaz, which looks likely. But yeah, all in all, pre-season up and running. I thought we played quite well. We dominated the ball quite well. It can't have been easy in them conditions. It was absolutely scorching today, and I just think that, yeah, it's a perfect start to pre-season. It would have been nice to not concede a goal. One thing I will mention, Mohamedashvili, we spoke about this briefly in the preview again. He is effectively Liverpool's number 2 now. I think we need to do some work on his distribution, because I don't think it's to the level that it needs to be. I think he had it easy in this game as well. I thought Preston pressed a lot more in the second half than what they did in the first half. So I think we would have maybe seen more of that sort of lack of distribution in the first half if Preston had have really took the game to us. I thought Freddie Woodman coming in, what a good choice of a left back. He made one very good save but bounced over the bar. He also made a good save from the offside position that the Preston striker were in. And I thought his distribution as well was very good. There were a couple of occasions where he took too long on the ball. But yeah, I think in terms of the goalkeepers we've got at our disposal, very, very good goalkeepers. 2 top drawer goalkeepers in Alisson and Mohamedashvili. I'm not saying Mohamedashvili is not a good goalkeeper, because he is. He just needs to do a little bit of work on his distribution, and I'm sure the coaching staff will pick up on that, and we'll work on that with him. Also, we got to see Giovanni Van Bronckhorst on the touchline as well today. I thought that was nice. I'll be honest, with everything that's gone on, I completely forgot that he'd signed for us. I until I saw him, it was, oh yeah, we did that. So yeah, I thought it was nice to see him on the touchline. But yeah, all in all, a lovely day, and a good performance, and the first step towards, 1, getting back to normality, and 2, developing the squad to where we need to be. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Did you watch the game? Let me know who you thought impressed, because I thought there was a lot of players there that impressed me, to be honest. But yeah, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one.